G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. We are here today on Himiyama of all maps. A good map to have back, I tell you what. I'm looking forward to it because we've got two of the world's best players facing off in a House of Lancaster mirror. And I'm looking forward to this because as a Lancaster main, I've always theory crafted about my main civilization, especially when it comes to mirror matchups and about what's the best way to play it. And this matchup in particular is a bit interesting in the sense that it is very much, at least in my eyes, about the best way to say it is an arms race. That's probably the best way to call it. Anyway, let's get into it, introduce our players, and talk a little bit more about what we can expect to see today. Spawning in the east of the map, representing Team VES, Volta Esports, it's Anatan in the yellow. And on the left side of the map in the color blue, playing as the House of Lancaster as well, it is MarineLorD. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company here today. If you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content, I encourage you, please do feel free to leave a like down below. Now, this is a show match that is taking part in a series from Hag TV. So thank you very much, Hag TV, for putting up the show match between these two guys. I'll be leaving a little link in the description to where you can check out his content. He makes a lot of French content, so be sure to go check him out, a fellow creator. And let's get into it and talk a little bit about where we go from here. Now, do I suspect we'll see any forward at House of Lancaster castles? Probably not. Probably not, because I suspect that this matchup is going to be a little bit more focused around the economy. So one of the interesting things that we're most likely going to see here is basically each player is going to be scouting out each other and watching what each other are doing. And my suspicion is you're not going to see any military units at least for like the first 10 minutes. Just simply because both of these guys, essentially what's going to happen is they're going to be scouting out, and keep in mind, this is my suspicion, they're going to be scouting out each other's bases and seeing how many manors have you got, how many manors, and have a look here, we've got the Lancaster Castle, very aggressive, beautiful spot, by the way, for Anatan. But what they want to know is how many manors have you got around or in your base. That's the big question, because that determines, oh, interesting, oh, look at this, wow, we've had both players look to do the exact same thing, and both of them with no idea what the other's doing. So normally, like for me, I would have been like, okay, I'm going to throw it in the back here. There's a beautiful little spot that you could do it. For MarineLorD, I guess here makes a lot of sense, but bringing it forward as well, it's going to be not only a bit offensive, but of course a little bit defensive as well. But my suspicion is, as what you're going to see, is both players are really going to be keeping tabs, so they'll probably look to drop off their sheep within the next probably minute or so, maybe next 2 minutes. Once they've dropped off the sheep, then that's all the scout is then going to do is just stay on the enemy base, and they're just going to be looking at either the stone that they're gathering or just the manors. They're going to be trying to track manors. And from there, think of it like stepping stones, right? 3 manors, and then that's a break point. So from 3 manors, you can be like, okay, I'm going to do 3 manors into Fast Castle. The next break point, 6 manors. I can do 6 manors into Fast Castle, or I could do 9 manors into Fast Castle. So they're going to be looking to assess which break point each of the, like which other side, what the other side is going to be doing. And the reason why is because you can get these manors up so damn quickly that there's really nothing your enemy can do about it other than actually putting early pressure on. I think if we saw early pressure in the Dark Age, that could make quite a bit of sense. Like, can you imagine how disastrous a spearman or 2 would be here right now? I mean, to be fair, these are English villages, which means that they're not going to be as easy to raid as other civilizations. They've got their short bows, so they can defend. But at the same time, it would still be disruptive. It would mean that you'd probably have to end up cancelling the you probably wouldn't. You'd probably just bring more vills out to help you defend and just guarantee that you get the Lancaster up. And then once the Lancaster's up, what do you even do? I mean, it's kind of difficult because of the short bows. The short bows just really guarantee that you're always going to be okay, especially when you're on the defense like this. But the age up comes through on the other side. Expect to immediately see the manors put down. He's only dropping down the 1. He's going to need to build this a little bit faster, I think. He might get housed if he doesn't. It's going to take 45 seconds to build, and he's already sitting at 19 out of 20. Yeah, he's going to get housed. You got to chuck a couple more vills on this. I think you need 2 to 3 vills on this. We can see now he drops off all the sheep, and the scout's going to be heading to the other side. I'm curious to see whether or not he gets housed here. He might have to drop a house instead. No, he's going to get housed. Look at this. There you go, dude. Drongo coming in with a little bit of the build order preparation. We do see MarineLorD is exactly, scouting out what is happening right here, but have a look. Keep in mind, this guy's a top-level pro. Just remember, these are teething issues, and I say that in the sense that I'm teasing here, but you can see right here, it's these small little details where we've gone through, we've done the build order enough times to know, okay, where are we going to get caught out? Where aren't we going to get caught out? Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, I suspect MarineLorD probably used a couple more villages. But it's those little details that can be very difficult for you. But you can see the way that he's positioned these manors, guaranteeing that he's got a little bit more protection on these resources. And now the question's going to be about where do they stop? Now, MarineLorD's also got quite a few villages on gold. There's a couple reasons why this could be. The first one would be because he's looking to go to Canance land practices. And it's hard to tell the difference between a player who wants to go Castle Age versus one who wants to go for Canance land practices. So I think, realistically, in this matchup, you've got two options. 3 manors into Fast Castle, into picking up relics, playing into the King's College, and looking to get out, you know, a lot of stables, get a lot of knights out, get some hobblers out, all that good stuff. So that's your first option. Your second option, I think, is 6 manors, and then from there you can look to go into the Muster the Nobles and then go Castle Age. I think that makes the most sense. I feel like 9 manors is probably pushing it a little bit, just because by going for those extra manors, you're going to be delaying your Castle Age. You're going to be delaying picking up the relics. It's going to, your opponent's going to get a massive jump on you with regard to things like knight numbers. I don't think it's going to be particularly viable, but I'm curious to see nonetheless what happens, because MarineLorD is still on the stone. We see him at 800. Now, keep in mind, this could also just be the case that, you know, if you were, okay, if you were going to go 6 manors versus 9 manors, who would have the advantage? And I feel like the 6 mana player would still have the advantage, because the 6 mana player goes Castle Age, gets four relics to 1, and then just builds his other 3 manas straight away. So now he's just got a 3 relic advantage. And it's like, that's going to last for the entirety of the game. Whereas the manas, obviously, they both come up to parity. Now we do see condensed land practices coming through from MarineLorD. Let's check in with Anatan and see what his plan is. He's already picked up condensed land practices, so both of them looking to mirror each other to an extent. You can see that they're both really scouting each other out. So far, everything that we suspected is on point. However, I'm curious to see where the deviations start, because if we take a look at Anatan right now, he's pretty close to coming in. So at 600 gold, or sorry, 600 stone on the outpost, or on the outcropping rather, will limit him. But you can see plenty of vills on the gold compared to Anatan. So I think Anatan might be going for a 9 mana opening versus a 6 mana. That's my suspicion, because this is a lot of vills on gold. But at the same time, MarineLorD might be a little bit more prepared for this build order, for this opening, just judging by the number of vills he's got on gold here. So he could, as I said, the fact that he's got no vills on food, this could, in fact, this could just be 2 9 mana openings that we're witnessing right here. And I'm curious what your thoughts are with regard to the strength. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And there we go. So open field system going to be coming through for MarineLorD. At the same time, Muster the Noble is going to be coming through on the side of Anatan. So both players looking to switch things up. No defined meta just yet, other than the fact that we want to get ourselves a lot of manas down. Final mana going to come down here for Anatan for the moment. Of course, he's got the option to go into the open field system as well. But so far, looking pretty damn interesting how this game is going to evolve. But Muster the Noble's now going to be coming in. Now this immediately gets scouted out by MarineLorD. He sees that straight away. Does he look to click at the same time on the other side? He's got close to enough resources in there. The trouble he's going to have is the gold, and you can see it slowly trickling in, so he should be able to react here. Now, what kind of damage is Anatan realistically going to do? If we've got all of our villagers, so he's pulled all the vills off. He's, in fact, pulled them off a little bit early. He's 11 stone short here. So he's going for his 6th, or rather his 7th and his 8th mana, bringing them back here. And you can see they're all within the influence. So these guys are all going to be able to do damage. He's also throwing down the rack. So I think he's just fallen back, realizing he's probably not going to be able to get that last mana down. And a smart move, because a lesser player, such as myself, would have gone, no, I need to commit to that last mana. But he's just obviously said, no, I'm still going to be ahead. The fact that he's mustered the nobles, so I can try and do the same thing and then just get more of them out. And I think that's a pretty smart move if he were to do that. So spears are out now. You can see the backside. All of the Demi-Lancers are looking to come around. They're going to be spotted out by the scout. And now Anatan going to be looking to dive in on these villagers. Spearmen here. And of course, MarineLorD, well and truly capable of the defense. Archery range going to come through as well. But it very much is that sort of arms race ideology, in the sense that it's about getting up as much as you possibly can, and that's really it. Like, playing as greedy as you possibly can. And I think that's one of the things I love about RTS games in particular. It's always about how much greed you can get away with, and MarineLorD really flying quite close to the sun here as these Demi-Lancers come through. He's looking to pick up the next round. Now, he's got to be careful. That's 26 seconds. He's going to need to rush this mana up now. He's got 8 manas. This will be the 8th mana that comes up. So he needs to make sure this comes up before the timing on this. I think he should be okay. No, he's not, actually. Judging by this, I reckon that this is going to complete about 2 seconds before this one does. Let's have a look and see, though. It's a bit of a race. 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4. It's got to be close. He's pushing it. Easy A's. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. Sorry, mate. You missed it by a split second. I tell you what, the reason why I know is because I've done the same thing, and then I had to change what I was doing. And it's funny, right? Like that's the autist in me coming through, where it's like I know the timings on these little things with the mana because I've just gone through and been like, okay, how do I avoid this problem happening? How do I avoid getting housed? How do I avoid missing that last demi-lancer? But speaking of the last demi-lancer, take a look at this. We've got all 9 manas now coming up on the side of Anatan. At the same time, King's College is through. So he's looking to play basically a no... that's big trouble. Oh, that's big trouble. He needs to get this down and then get a couple vills out here. Demi-Lancers doing some effective sieging. Also attacked up towards the north, the Yeoman. Now, keep in mind, all these vills could just turn around and just shoot the Yeoman straight away. And the trap is that you run away. That is not what you want to be doing. You don't want to be running away. You just want to return fire. He's actually just bringing the vills back instead. King's College coming up for both of these players, though. Neither of them going into the White Tower, which is definitely what you can expect. Yeoman's still out here just doing the God's work, doing the Lord's work out here. Age Up comes through now, and no real surprises. The King's College. Where does he go? Where do they go? I would figure College of S's into Night Spam. That's my suspicion. If it's not that, I'm going to be very surprised. I will say that right now. Sorry, I bonked my microphone just a little bit right there. Yeah, that's my suspicion on what it will be. But it could obviously be different. We've seen infantry styles from the English previously, where they go for like a crossbow, spearman, longbow combo. That was more when the Mangonel was a little bit stronger, though. So we could potentially see that. And the fact that we've already got spears out on the field for both of these players maybe means that knights aren't the correct play here. But we do start to see knights coming through for Anatan. He's got 4 in queue. And the Age Up comes through on the other side as the Demi-Lancers make their way through under the town center. So quite a bit of knights looking to be generated or trained up here. First of the Demi-Lancers goes down. Meanwhile, back towards the other side, more Demi-Lancers coming through here. A MarineLorD on the defensive. In fact, both of these players on the defensive. Monastery coming up right now. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's probably going to be some more consistent timings found, right? Like, I think probably it's going to be hard to work out exactly what the best is, because at the end of the day, we're watching the best players, and we're kind of theory crafting on what they're doing as vills go down here. But Demi-Lancers, they look so much like knights. It's kind of hard to tell them apart, but I guess that's the intention. Interesting that they do have barding, because I was looking into the Demi-Lancer and the history of the Demi-Lancer. Apparently it never had barding, but I guess that's just kind of what's to be expected as you go through the ages. And obviously they're trying to be historically accurate, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we need to be able to represent an aesthetic difference in this unit as it has been upgraded. So I think that definitely makes quite a bit of sense. And have a look at this. We've got Spear Crossbow coming out from MarineLorD. On the other side, Anatan, he's looking to go into a more knight-centric focus. Gotta be careful not to lose those knights. Now, one other thing to note is the relics. That's going to be the big focus of this game right now. We'll be collecting the relics, picking up all the relics, making sure that you can deny those relics from the enemy. So normally what you would see in a map like this is this would be the first relic that you pick up, and then you would position your army in the north. And you can see that's kind of what's happening. They're both looking to position up towards that top side, and that's because you've got the multiple relics up towards this northern position. So there's going to be a lot more value in it. MarineLorD with his first relic in the bag. Second relic also going to be coming through on the other side. There it is. So Anatan, instead of picking up that relic to the south, has he not scattered it out? No, he has scattered it out. A bit curious why he didn't go and pick that one up first. But I guess he's not doing particularly well in the north side of the map. But yeah, but my suspicion as to how the meta goes is probably like 6 mana into castle, into knights, harass, probably get the Demi-Lancers before you go castle age. And then from there, then you can look to add in the extra manas. Because I think the difference between 6 manas and 9 manas isn't a huge amount. But it's a lot of investment, right? To get the open field system is quite expensive. It does set you behind quite a bit. Obviously, manas pay themselves off pretty quickly, but when you consider the open field system as well, it can be a bit more difficult. But now, crossbow numbers really starting to build here for MarineLorD. He's up to 15 crossbows, only 8 on our screen at the moment. And Anatan going to be looking to imitate that. We also see some Earl's Guard coming out as well. So looking to move into that unique men-at-arms unit for the House of Lancaster, the brand new English variant civilization. Quite a lot of units starting to come out for both of these players now. And this is exactly the power spike that you would be familiar with when it comes to these sorts of economies. The dagger from downtown. Jeez Louise, what is the range on that dagger? Did you see that? That was like a longbow right there. Holy moly, the dagger. 6.5 tiles of range. Yeah, dude, he just threw a knife and somebody played that back. Did you see that? That was amazing. He was down here, threw the dagger all the way to this guy, hit him in the side of the neck, and he just, that's enough for me today. Oh, wow, that was impressive. Good accuracy there. So all the relics picked up towards the north, last relic towards the south. MarineLorD's going to be able to take it. So the advantage is in favor of MarineLorD, despite Anatan getting up to castle earlier. Nice little delete right there. Anatan deleting it just in time. He did try and commit to the Monk and then realized it was probably too little too late. So deletes the Demi-Lancer just in time. Wololol towards the south. Obviously, Anatan going to know that that one should be okay. Indeed, he will be fine as he makes his way through. So going to look to try and reorientate himself towards that south side, I would suspect, to try and secure this relic. But we can see his military continuing to move towards the north side. Those guards up here, they got their daggers ready to throw, ready to go, ready to bro down. And here we go. They're not even going to throw the dagger. So it's kind of like the Donzo. If you're too close, then you're not going to throw. Meanwhile, MarineLorD going to be doing something of a similar tactic on the other side. So Spearman Crossbow is the go. Keep in mind, we've got the Billman activated, ready to grow the enemy army, or enemy armor down towards 0. And now, one thing that I did see on one of the recent videos that I posted, because I said I didn't know, somebody said that the Billman debuff actually stacks. And if that does, like, this is completely cracked. I can't believe that. I haven't actually tested it, I'll be honest with you. So I don't know if, like, you have multiple spearmen attacking a unit, if that reduces multiple amounts of armor, versus if a single spearman attacks, does that reduce each time it attacks a new stack? Is that what it's doing? It's a stacking debuff, in which case, absolutely busted. I just thought it was a flat -1/-1 across the board whenever a spearman attacks, and there's no mutual exclusivity to it, but apparently there is. Now, we got a bit of a weird game here going on, where both armies are in the players' bases. Now, there's a lot less siege with this army from Anatan. Have a look at the amount of siege that MarineLorD's able to do. So Anatan's losing a lot more, a lot faster with this, and these manas are expensive. That's 1, 2, 3, fourth one about to go down, fifth one about to go down. These are expensive losses here, and MarineLorD is going to pull further and further ahead. And meanwhile, on the other side, you can see Anatan decided, I think of all things, to siege down the archery range, which probably wasn't the right call. Wololol towards the south, just trying to distract, I guess, for the moment. Pull that army down there, but MarineLorD, at the end of the day, takes out 5 of the manas, leaving his opponent with only 4. So he's going to have to rebuild, and it's going to be tough to do it, because that is a lot of resources that he's effectively taken out. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1,000 wood. And, well, what is it? 500 stone. That's a lot of resources. 1,500. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you just built these manas behind the town center, maybe things would have gone a little bit better for you. Sure, you don't have your arrow slits, but I think people will learn to optimize this. And I think that's part of, like, the whole idea with the Lancaster Castle. I think it's very powerful for those musters, but it doesn't really offer a whole lot of defense when it comes to these sorts of fights like this. Definitely not as strong as something like the Barbican with its emplacements, but now chased away. Anatan, with quite a large yeoman mass here, continues to push his opponent. He does have the synchronized shot. No, he doesn't. I thought I saw him get this. MarineLorD's going for it now. There's no way he does. Oh, no, it's not the synchronized shot. Oh, he's going for the Shire Levy. Oh, I completely misread that. I thought that was the synchronized shot coming through. What does the synchronized shot look like if that's the levy? It looks like arrows coming down. Okay, I'll say it's similar right now, but you can see just how many yeomen he's got out here. This is ridiculous. 33 yeomen. No wonder it felt like they came out of nowhere. Indeed, they did. Well, they came out of the Lancaster Castle. That's where they came from, and we'll see MarineLorD right now. He's gone 14. A little bit of a switch up in the meta right here that these guys are playing with, and you can see that's 16 of the yeomen now popping out. Does MarineLorD only have? He's only got 8 manas. Don't tell me he's only got 8 manas. He never built the 9th mana. Remember how he left himself with 11 stone left on it? Wow. Forgot to build that last mana. And I guess that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's got great control with regard to his desires, but unfortunately a bit forgetful in that regard, because I think at this stage he definitely would have wanted to commit to it. Yeoman going to come back and help defend against the knight, able to take it out for the moment. Might need to start thinking a little bit about walls. It feels like those knights are going to be problematic, as the Hobblars are also starting to come online. We've seen in recent times the Hobblars be very painful to deal with. Synchronized shot now 100% coming in. We do see it. On the side of Anatan, has he picked it up yet? Let's double check and see. No synchronized shot just yet. Hobblar doing a bit of damage out here. Just forcing out idle time. Sacred Sites online for Anatan. He's got a villager advantage of 15. He's done an incredible job to take out villagers here. Though keep in mind that what he has in that villager advantage he lacks when it comes to manas. MarineLorD up that 8th mana. compared to his opponent, whereabouts are these manors? Have they been rebuilt? If we check in, no, wait, no, that's MarineLorD. Okay, so we're at 5. So he is looking to rebuild. He's even got the market out, so maybe thinking about buying a little bit of stone back here. But now synchronized shot is through. Keep in mind, all these yeomen are grouped up. This could be very powerful. We can see that Anatan doesn't have them, but MarineLorD does. He's going to go for it. It's massive. It's on the back. He's taken out only a handful, though. It was a good initial hit, but unfortunately missed the center of mass on a lot of that. It could have been a lot more painful, but fortunately, he gets away from it scot-free for the moment. Anatan obviously going to be reconsidering his decisions with regard to whether or not he picks up that upgrade shortly, but now looking to try and face each other in the center of battle. The spears together with the Earl's Guard getting pushed back by the Yeoman. Numbers looking good. Battering rams underneath the Lancaster castle looking to try and take it down. And we enter into the cinematic modus once again. We hear those synchronized shots going off. Earl's Guard on the front line looking to try and beat down the Yeoman. Slowly making their way past the manors. A little bit slower than the Yeoman. Obviously the Yeoman incredibly powerful when it comes to their counter. And now onto the backside. Look how quick they go. Firing off and just continuing to kite. MarineLorD, of course, going to be the #1 player when it comes to microing a unit like this. It is just what he's very good at. I'm sure you can imagine a man like MarineLorD. That's where the name comes from, right? He's microed Marines all of his life. And interestingly, we don't see any splits coming in just yet. Firing across the field for the little bit of extra damage from this Yeoman, a little bit of assistance. Vils on the run, heading around the corner. And at the end of the day, it looks like the Yeoman should be okay in their defense, but MarineLorD's had a tough time holding on. Let's get that UI back in and take a look and see where these guys are. Anatan with an advantage. He's got quite a military advantage at the moment. And Yeoman firing off. Beautiful, beautiful, I was going to say perception, then I was going to say deception. Beautiful anticipation. Let's go with anticipation of where those Yeomen would be. And MarineLorD's in trouble. He is absolutely in trouble. He is getting melted by Anatan at the moment. 20 villager difference. Let's check in with the manors and see how we're going. 7 out of 9 compared to MarineLorD, who's, I think, 8 out of 9. No, 7 out of 9 as well. He's lost them. So MarineLorD now down 21 villagers. Where does it go from here? MarineLorD having a little bit of trouble in this show match hosted by Hag TV. Go check it out. Links in the description. I want to do like our official sponsor today is Hag TV. Thank you, Hag. Get your Hag fix at Hag TV. All right, well, I mean, at this stage, you've got to give the advantage to Anatan. He's up 20 vils. Doesn't have synchronized shot. That's one big factor. He's going to lose these Yeomen on the back. Dude, why does it sound like those bowstrings are in my ears? That is incredible. I've been getting recommended a whole bunch of videos on YouTube about archery recently. I don't know why. I must have Googled one too many Yeoman things, and it's like, hey, this guy, he's probably interested in history. Send him a video about about archery. And now, anyway, like the last couple of days, I've just watched like 12 different archery videos, and I'm about to buy my first beginner bow. Not really, not really. It's a joke. It's a joke. I watched that one video from a guy. He posts like all of these different crossbows. He bought like 5 different crossbows and tested them. And I just gotta say, like, I know he lives in Italy. Or I think he lives in Italy. It's so picturesque, man, the place that he lives. I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about if you've seen the video. But my God, man, that's like, that is, I think, pretty much where every person wishes they could live. Like, it's so beautiful. There's mountains, there's lakes. It's just, it's incredible. Anyway, let's get back to the game because MarineLorD's got a bit of a defense on his hand that he's going to need to pull together. I don't even know how he goes about winning this game from here. Like, being down this amount of villagers in a mirror match like this is difficult because you've got everything, well, your enemy's got everything at their disposal that you've got, basically. And there's been no difference in decisions, so it's not like you can play into something in the sense of, like, landmarks. You've both gone for the King's College. Neither of you went for the other feudal landmark. You've both gone into Lancaster Castle. So it limits you in your options as to how you can play this. Realistically, the only way MarineLorD can win this game is to outplay his enemy, to read them and go, okay, I think you're going to do this, and then stay one step ahead and go, okay, this is what the counter is going to be to that thing that I think you're going to do. And we can see both of them moving longbow, Earl's Guard, both of them playing this. Also have some crossbows coming through, a handful of spears. Military numbers still in favor, and he gets off a good synchronized shot. Oh, it's massive. It's not that big. He only hits about 2 of them by the looks of it. He does a lot of, like, leftover kind of damage here. MarineLorD also got that little split coming through. Vils on the run back towards the base. A Hobbler as well as a couple of Knights going to try and cause some havoc. Indeed, managing to do that as the crossbows use that crank to reload. And, yeah, it's, I know quite a bit about crossbows now. Quite cool. I also watched another video on this guy who's like, he was a really good storyteller. He was like what was his name? Fat Electrician. Oh man, he was a really good storyteller. I think that's one of the best things that you could do. If you're a good storyteller, you're gonna do well on YouTube. And yeah, he tells a good story, that guy. Anyway, that's enough. We've cross-pollinated quite a bit in this video. That is enough for you guys. Let's get back to the action. I'm going to keep bringing in new topics and then just keep saying, let's get back to the action. Synchronized shot once again. Only hits the one. You can see that the center of mass here a lot smaller for MarineLorD, or maybe a lot larger as he fires off. Yeah, he's going to hit 2 or 3 of the rain on the back line. Meanwhile, towards the front, the number of Earlsguard continues to build for both players. 21 on the side of Anatan, 15 on the side of MarineLorD, fighting an uphill battle, not only down in military numbers, but down in economy as well. And now the Yeoman firing off. Did he bait out an earlier one? Is that what it was? I swear he didn't do a whole lot of damage on that one either. Was the damage nerf that big, where it just becomes a little bit unnoticeable? Earlsguards towards the front, more of them firing off on the backside. Yeoman, as long as he keeps the mass, he should be okay. He needs to continue kiting. Big shots towards the front. I think he's splitting it. I think he's splitting up the synchronized shot so that only a few of them are using their synchronized shot, trying to bait out the enemy until they get happy. And now we see it at the same time. Is it just, it's recharging quickly? No, it hasn't been 40 seconds since these guys started fighting. MarineLorD on the run. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, we see additional men is going to start coming down here. Yeoman firing down upon these Earlsguard. They've got 6 ranged armor. The Yeoman with the 9 ranged attack, firing down once again. Yeah, you can see him just alternating with these guys. Yeah, a whole bunch of them on different cycles. And now falling back towards this manor. He's cancelled the second one. The first one's going to try and get it up. Vils onto the backside. No, he's going to drop that one down low. Yeoman. Synchronized shot. Still missing it. MarineLorD holding out for a hero right now. I don't think he's going to be able to find it, though. I don't think he's going to be able to find it. This is a tough game for him right now. A very tough game for the Frenchman as Anatan makes his way through into the base. And I guess it answers the question of, you know, realistically, what was the better strategy here? I don't know. I mean, where did it go wrong for these two players? I think it went wrong for MarineLorD when Anatan got in his base and just took out a lot of Vils. Like, MarineLorD was doing damage down here, but you got to remember, okay, if you kill a manor, I can rebuild the manor. If you kill a villager, I can't rebuild that villager until I finish building all my other villagers. So think about it like this, right? You're guaranteed, that's it, that's game. Anatan is victor. But I gotta say, at the end of the day, it makes sense. Don't go after the manors, go after the villagers. Because the manors you can rebuild, the villagers, you have to, it's gonna take time with them. Anyway, go check out Hag TV, go check out these two creators, and I will catch you in the next game. Thank you so much for watching.